Welcome to Healthy Living. I'm Lori Johnson. We start with a topic that's difficult to address and might not be appropriate for all viewers. It's called FGM, female genital mutilation, and it's now happening in America.
More than 5.5 million girls are subjected to female genital mutilation each year. For centuries, women have been performing it on family members, anywhere from infancy to puberty, in mostly Africa and the Middle East.
My legs were spread and I just thought, this is not right. And then I just felt this pain. I remember just screaming. And I think
even if the victim survives, she suffers a lifetime of physical and emotional trauma.
Female genital mutilation is when a razor like this or scissors are used to cut off the external genitalia without anesthesia. Often, the area is then sewn shut until marriage.
Referred to as female circumcision, a more accurate term is female castration, because the victim loses her ability to become sexually aroused. As a result, she's not tempted to engage in premarital or extramarital intercourse. Although not dictated by the Quran, it's mostly practiced in 29 Muslim-controlled countries like Somalia, Yemen, Ethiopia, and Egypt.
Circumcision is the reason why Muslim women are virtuous, unlike Western women who run after their sexual appetite in any place with any man.
Ayan Hirsi Ali underwent genital mutilation when she was just 5. On the 700 Club, she said it will only stop when Islam is radically reformed.
Not a day goes by without people who are Muslim using their faith, using the guidance of the Prophet Muhammad and what they read in the Quran to engage in violence and in oppression and to justify that in the name of religion.
The procedure leaves only tiny openings for urination and menstruation, often causing constant pain, recurring infections, and infertility. Intercourse is excruciating, childbirth life-threatening. Currently, an estimated 140 million victims worldwide, including places you wouldn't expect.
An astounding 500,000 girls and women in the United States have either undergone female genital mutilation or are at risk of having it done to them. Many live here in New York City and other places with immigrant populations from countries where cutting, as it's called, is commonly practiced.
Legal immigrants settling in Los Angeles, Seattle, Minneapolis, Columbus, and Washington, D.C., where survivors marched to raise awareness.
How did it happen? Oh, I was 11 years old, and we were told that we, meaning my sister and I, she was 13 at the time, we were told that we're going somewhere to be made into women.
The experience of FGM, it's, oh my, I don't even think there's a word on earth that I can describe it with. It's cruel, gruesome. No one on earth, I wouldn't even wish it on my enemy. That's how gruesome it is.
Congress passed legislation making it illegal to perform female genital mutilation in the United States and making it a crime to take girls out of the country to do it, a practice known as vacation cutting.
24 states have also outlawed both practices. Shelby Quast leads Equality Now, an organization dedicated to ending FGM in a generation.
Counselors, teachers, the medical community, police, whoever really are frontline professionals that might engage with girls who are at risk, that they have a responsibility to report this as a form of violence against children.
Why is this practice performed?
There's many reasons for it, but many of those are based in patriarchy, based in controlling women, based in controlling their sexuality. A lot of it's for myths, mythical reasons. There's myths that her body parts might grow to represent a man's if they're not cut off.
Discussing the practice is generally taboo, although courageous victims speaking out could become powerful agents of change.
So I just hope that other women who have gone through female genital mutilation speak up. Nothing's going to happen to you. Even though I've been told that when I go home, I'll be stoned to death, I'm still not afraid to talk.
They say voicing what was done to them is therapeutic.
I had scary nightmares, like of people chasing me and then kidnapping me to do something to me. But once I started talking about it, you know, I was one of these people that will crawl up in their own little corner and then not talk to anyone. But look at me today. I'm brave enough to stand here and then talk to the whole world.
Several Muslim women break their silence in the groundbreaking documentary Honor Diaries.
We are seeing more cases of female genital mutilation in the US, in Canada, and in UK. So it has been imported into the West as a cultural practice.
Paula Queskin hopes the film will open eyes.
I do believe that it's an element of the honor system, and I think if we can break down the honor system, we will break away issues like FGM and child marriage and forced marriage and honor killings, because these things are all linked together.
Victims of FGM should know there are treatments to repair some of the damage to their bodies. Gynecological surgeon Marcy Bowers is one of the few physicians currently performing them.
Surgical treatment, defibrillation or removing the scar tissue in the middle is important, especially where it comes to pain and where it comes to blocking outflow and allowing childbirth. But also the newly minted surgical procedures that are proven to work are to restore sexual function.
While these treatments will improve a woman's quality of life, the hope is one day they won't be necessary here and around the world.
Up next, we'll introduce you to an amazing group of Christian volunteers dedicated to helping the youngest victims of the opioid crisis get a good start in life.
Life. It's meant to be lived fully. Jesus said it. I came to give you life. Life to the fullest. Life in your family. Life in your finances. Life in your body, mind, and spirit. Life in your everyday. At CBN.com, we're taking what Jesus said seriously. We're here to help you discover life. Life. Live it fully. CBN.com. Want to be a part of a community that inspires your spiritual growth while winning prizes? The all-new MyCBN app. Connect with the community for prayer and encouragement. Track and set spiritual goals. Enjoy conversation starters with friends and family. And collect points to win prizes. The all-new MyCBN app. A great place to belong. Download the app at cbn.com/mobile. Grow, connect, have fun. The all-new MyCBN app.
Watch breaking news, in-depth exclusive stories and programs, from health to entertainment you won't find anywhere else. The CBN News Channel, a perspective you can trust. Enjoy credible news reporting from around the world. Discover inspiring programs and stories of hope, all in one place from a Christian perspective. The CBN News Channel, a perspective you can trust. Check your local listings or visit cbnnewschannel.com.
Come home to the sounds of Southern Gospel from CBN Radio. You'll enjoy a rich Southern blend of bluegrass, classic gospel, and Southern gospel favorites like the Gaithers, the Crabb Family, and bluegrass sounds like Mountain Faith. So make yourself at home with the all-new CBN Southern Gospel, now available at cbnradio.com.
Now, a closer look at the youngest victims of the opioid epidemic, babies born to addicted moms. Here's a ministry dedicated to both.
Each day, hospital workers deal with babies born addicted to opioids.
They often are very, very unconsolable is probably the best way to describe it.
It can take around 2 weeks to wean these tiny victims off the drug. Then hospitals discharge the babies, even though they still feel the after effects.
Most of the time, the babies still go home with mom,
provided she promises to stay clean.
A new mom who's withdrawing, taking care of a difficult baby who's also withdrawing, too often breaks under the pressure and falls into a dangerous relapse.
I believe unless the people of faith stand up, the opioid crisis is going to continue to overtake us.
That's why Christian counselor Dawn Hennessy started Angel Arms, a ministry helping both moms and babies recovering from addiction.
I believe, honestly, that God has called the people, His kingdom people, to save the lost, the broken, the orphans, the widows.
Here at Angel Arms, these volunteer snugglers focus on the little victims.
We love them. We do pray for them. And sometimes they just need held really tight when they're shaky, belly aches, coughing, spitting up a lot.
Thanks to medical training and help from above, they can help with the extreme agitation suffered by the babies. Snugglers also give mom a break so other volunteers can focus on her.
There's a lot of hope. There's a lot of people I've worked with that have come out into recovery now, and there's a lot of children that we've been able to help.
Kathy Shively's addiction began, as many do, trying to ease the pain.
I have 3 dental implants, so the pain from the dental implants caused me to be prescribed lots of pain medication. So opiates became an addiction.
She brings little Connor here because these snugglers soothe him in a way no one else can. In addition to child care, Angel Arms provides free baby supplies, helps moms find housing, and pursues anything that will promote stability.
And I really felt trapped, and I think that the heroin addiction, that's a good description of it. You just feel trapped, and you can't get out, you know? Until you have somebody come along your side to help you.
In order for her child to receive care at Angel Arms, mom must get regular Christian counseling here.
What I tell my staff is you need to see them through the eyes of Jesus as broken people that need love. So we've actually experienced whole families coming to know Jesus just because of a little baby.
When I come here, it brings me encouragement. If I need to cry, they hear me cry. If I need to know what the next step is, they guide me in the next step.
Angel Arms never charges a fee because outside donors helped fund the ministry.
We just rely on what God gives us, and so far it's worked.
And as it grows, so does the need.
We have police officers calling us. We have drug court here in Pennsylvania. So we have judges calling us, attorneys, social workers. We have people from West Virginia, Ohio, Maryland calling us.
Fortunately, other faith groups are calling as well.
I do tell churches before we work with them, are you ready for the least of these to come into your congregation? And are you ready to put your arms around them and love them?
And Hennessy plans to expand because she knows help is needed beyond regular working hours.
This large home was donated to Angel Arms. Once it's renovated, it'll be used as a residential program where people can stay overnight for weeks at a time.
They're praying God will provide the resources for the big renovation. So while the opioid epidemic rages on, ministries like Angel Arms work to break the generational curse of addiction.
When we come back, we'll tell you why it's never too late to get in shape.
Give me that. Bye. Sure, life is busy, but I found a way to make a huge difference in people's lives. I guess you could say I'm changing the world right here from home. I bring medical supplies and doctors to people in need, and dig wells so that villagers can have clean and safe water to drink. I make it possible to preach the gospel in over 100 countries, including right here in America. And when disaster strikes, I'm there, providing food, thank you, and emergency supplies to give people hope again. Every day, CBN and I are making the world a better place. Here you go. My life is hectic, so I joined CBN through Pledge Express. My bank does all the work, and I know that my gift is being used where it's needed most. So become a CBN partner and join Pledge Express, because you can do a world of good right from where you are. Hi, good morning. in. Are you ready to get started?
Hey, if you're tired and exhausted all day, you can't think clearly, and you really just need a cup or even a pot of coffee to get through your day, then join me, Dr. Josh Axe, for this new series where I'm going to teach you how to transform your diet and use essential oils and supplements to get a better night's sleep.
Get Protect Your Sleep and live your best life with innovative information from 5 leading sleep experts.
If you're not a great sleeper, you can do things to make yourself a great sleeper. If you're already a pretty good sleeper, you can enhance your sleep and be even better.
Discover a sleep-enhancing bedtime routine, how to put insomnia to rest, learn how to relieve pain that disturbs sleep, and much more in Protect Your Sleep.
Everything you do better with a good night's sleep.
Wake up to your best life. Call 1-800-700-7000 to get your free DVD or booklet of Protect Your Sleep today.
Don't miss out on this brand new series.
Getting older sometimes means getting better. Meet a woman who's living proof that healthy choices pay off with interest.
At age 61, Barbara Hannah Grufferman feels happier and healthier than many people half her age.
We can't control getting older, but we can control how we do it.
You might find it hard to believe that until about a decade ago, Barbara lived like a couch potato.
The last time I had worked out seriously was back when Jane Fonda was doing those tapes, you know, Feel the Burn and all that stuff.
By middle age, she put on weight, felt sluggish, and believed her best years were behind her.
And I was starting to feel, is this what turning 50 is all about? And it was a very upsetting moment for me, and it was a very scary time for me.
In the midst of her depression, she chose to take a little walk.
I put one foot in front of the other. I literally took my first step to my whole new life. I didn't realize it then.
The walks started happening more often, became longer, and she started mixing in a little jogging.
I was starting to lose the weight. I was starting to have more energy. I was just starting to look better and started to feel, for the first time since turning 50, actually positive about my future.
That positive feeling led her to complete 5 marathons, write 3 books, including her latest, Love Your Age, becoming an AARP ambassador, and getting off all medications.
Doctors say regular exercise means we can ditch a lot of the pills we take, like antidepressants, blood pressure medication, and sleeping pills.
It also reduces the risk of chronic diseases like cancer, heart disease, and diabetes, according to the Cleveland Clinic's Dr. Michael Roizen.
Well, it's never too late until you're 6 feet under. So it's never too late until they're putting dirt on top of you.
In his book, Age Proof, Roizen cites research showing exercise can significantly strengthen our immune system.
Yeah, this is really strange because no one ever expected this.
Scientists now tell us our ability to fight off everything from the common cold to Alzheimer's is largely determined by the bacteria in our gut.
And believe it or not, exercise was one of the great things at changing the bacteria inside you, we don't know why, into being much healthier.
But not just any exercise.
Researchers figured out the least amount of exercise we need to do to achieve the maximum health benefits. It involves 4 types of exercise.
10,000 steps a day, which can be measured on a fitness tracker, 20 jumps each morning and night, 30 minutes of resistance training 3 times a week, and 20 minutes of cardio 3 times a week.
Doing 20 minutes 3 times a week of things that make you sweat in a cool room. That's what we call cardio.
As spokeswoman for the American Osteoporosis Foundation, Barbara feels especially passionate about resistance training, which can mean lifting weights or using your body weight, as in push-ups or planks. That, along with calcium and vitamin D, strengthens bones.
This is critical because people, when they fall at an advanced age, can be debilitated for the rest of their lives. And that is something that I I think about.
While exercise isn't the only anti-aging tool, it's often the first.
Because I was feeling so much better and motivated to live a healthier life, I decided to, investigate what should I eat.
Barbara switched to a plant-based diet, avoiding sugar and processed foods. So while aging is inevitable, don't give up on life. Walking, cardio, and resistance training can help you avoid many of the pitfalls of getting older.
Coming up, we'll tell you the health benefits of tea. Stay with us.
Wouldn't it be great if you could just hop on a plane and fly to a third world country and hand out food and medicine to the needy? And wouldn't it be great if some of those people came to know Jesus as their Savior because of your help? And wouldn't it be great if you could help out people like this all around the world every day? Wouldn't that make you feel great? And what if you could do all of this without having to leave your home or write monthly checks? Well, you can. Partner with CBN and you can help spread the gospel all around the world and make it a better place. And when you sign up for Pledge Express, your contribution will be deducted from your bank account every month automatically. It's a safe and simple way to make a difference. Plus, wouldn't it be great to get life-changing teachings every month from Pat and Gordon? When you sign up for Pledge Express, you'll save time and money, and you won't just sit around and watch the world go by. You'll help change it for the glory of God. Now, wouldn't that be great?
When you care, souls are set free. When you give, lives are made new. When you share, eternal life begins. When we all come together to love, miracles happen.
Not many substances are as widely studied as tea. If you're not drinking it on a regular basis, you might want to start.
When it comes to our health, tea packs a powerful punch. Combined studies examining thousands of tea drinkers have led scientists to conclude a consistent dose of tea is good for the body.
Most of the research was done in Asian countries on people drinking hot green tea. The amount mattered. Usually, people only saw health benefits after drinking at least 3 cups a day.
That's the dose Manhattan cardiologist Patrick Fratellone recommends to his patients. Benefits include lower risk of diabetes, liver disease, and more.
The active component in green tea is EGCG, and that's a polyphenol that helps reduce cholesterol, heart disease, and protects against cancer.
It comes from the Camellia sinensis plant, as do black and white teas.
I like organic tea because they're grown in, you want to make sure it's grown in an area that's free of metal in the soil. So you don't want to have lead, cadmium, mercury, any bad toxic elements. If it's in a bag, you don't want a bag that has a staple on it. Sometimes that could get in the tea, but I'd rather have loose. Sometimes I don't even strain it. I leave it in there and tell them time to eat the leaves.
Research shows green tea also helps the brain by improving memory, reducing the risk of Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and depression, as well as significantly lowering your chance of having a stroke. Leave it longer in the hot water and it gets even better for you.
Tea is meant to be drunk plain, and you get the more medicinal benefits. When you add milk or sugar, you can deactivate some of the active medicinal components. If there's anything to add, I would add raw honey. So it's better to have hot or lukewarm. So when people have iced tea, green iced tea, you lose a lot of the benefits.
In addition to the teas you'd find at the grocery store, there are also lots of other teas that are very effective at treating specific medical conditions in lieu of popping a pill.
There are many teas that have antibiotic properties, so you don't always have to take an antibiotic. Yarrow has a great antibiotic profile against many bacteria and viruses. I use barberry, berberine. These are all teas from natural plants.
He points out many conventional medicines derive from plants.
We have a tea for arthritis. I use white willow bark, which is from the tree Salix. It's the active ingredient of aspirin, so I mix white willow bark, a little turmeric, a little ginger, and probably some devil's claw.
Dorota Meller needed to overcome her chronic fatigue.
So I was really dizzy all the time. I felt weak, I felt tired, I couldn't get out of bed, and then when it was evening time, I couldn't fall asleep, but I was always just lethargic.
Dr. Fratellone discovered a problem in her intestinal tract.
So not only the iron, but my vitamin D, my vitamin B, I wasn't absorbing anything that I was eating or my supplements or vitamins. I expected to be put on medication or additional supplements. I really didn't know, but Dr. Fratellone said it's as simple as a tea mixture. And when he first said it, I was maybe a little bit hesitant. I was like, how is this tea gonna help me?
Within a month, she felt better.
And my iron for the first time in probably 10 years is normal. And so is my vitamin D. So I know that whatever he gave me, it worked, and it's as simple and as easy as a tea.
I believe as an MD and an herbalist that the gut is the gateway of all disease. So I want to heal the gut first. So you might take gluten, dairy, and let's say corn out of your diet. Unless you heal your gut, you're still going to have the symptoms. So the gut healing tea contains slippery elm, marshmallow, meadowsweet, and raspberry.
He says cleavers, mullein, blue violet, and lady's mantle are good for breast health and PMS.
These are all teas for keeping the female side active, and we make that as a tea. I give that to some of the patients when they're going into menopause to ease in with a nice natural tea instead of taking a lot of things that are harmful.
It's important to know these teas can interact with conventional medicine, so check with your doctor or registered herbalist before drinking them. The growth of these treatments has led to a relatively new healthcare provider known as a naturopathic physician. They attend an accredited 4-year program focusing on botanical medicine, food as medicine, and other natural remedies.
I think there needs to be more marketing to realize this medicine is available and that you don't have to jump on a statin or a blood pressure medication when you might be able to control it with just some dietary changes and maybe the use of an herb, which is not that much different than a drug, which is why it's important, whether it's tea or herbal pills, that you do see a naturopath, because you need to have coordination of care with other medications as well.
While naturopathic doctors practice in each state, they're only licensed in 19, with more on the way. So for overall better health, begin or increase your daily dose of green tea. Research overwhelmingly concludes it's worth the effort.
That's all the time we have for this edition of Healthy Living. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next time.